Hi, Luminaires. Welcome. I'm so happy to see you here. My name is Jamie Butler. I'm the Everyday Medium, and today I'm going to have with me a guest. But before I introduce her, Genevieve Deely, amazing Reiki practitioner, energy healer, sound healer, blends the two together, a little bit of a magician, I shall say. I want to invite you guys to please put your fingers to the keyboard. We would like today to be interactive. So if you have questions about energy and how it affects your body, especially how does your emotions express energy? What is sound healing? What can it benefit? How does it happen? What does it do? Anything of that nature, please. I would love for you to make it interactive. I see all of you popping up. Yay, you caught alive. I'm so excited. So we're going to dive right in. Genevieve and I are going to talk about a workshop that we're doing together coming up in Denville in New Jersey. And it is going to be on June 6th, which is a Thursday. I know that's a little weird, but it just happens to be that's the way the schedule rolled out itself. It's a 4-hour intimate workshop. We're only allowing 15 people in there so we can really put our hands on you. Literally, I'm going to teach you some healing techniques and also look at your energy fields and ask or answer your personal questions about how your energy works. And Genevieve has been so wonderful to join me for the event because her magic is going to be what kind of seals all of that learning and that healing that you're going to be doing into your auric field. And she's going to do that with sound. So please let me welcome the Genevieve Deely. Here she is. Ta-da! That's how you pop up like that.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you for that introduction. I'm so excited to be here with
Hi.
you and everyone else. Yay. Hi, everyone.
Okay, Italy is being represented. Hi,
Hi.
Janine. Hi, Molly. Hi, Barrett. Hi, Michelle. Thank you guys for being here. So I wanted to open up the floor and kind of banter with Genevieve a little bit and just, even though you and I, Genevieve, have known each other for years and we talk about energy, I kind of still feel like there's so much room to talk about more. Like we haven't, it's just endless. And so I was so curious, at least for you, as you have gotten into Reiki healing and sound healing and your own journey, what does your energetic field, I guess, or your auric field, in your opinion, do for you?
Ooh,
Interesting, right?
yeah, that's a juicy one. So I would say immediately what comes to mind is support. I feel supported by that, knowing that that exists. I've had real experience with my auric layers.
You have.
Yeah, I wouldn't say like, tangible, but like you just feel that you're not just this stick body walking around, 3D, feeling into more of me that's beyond this body and feeling like, okay, there's support in that. And I mean, it can get fuzzy at times for sure, but I've definitely had moments where I feel like there's another layer of light moving through me, and it's not necessarily outside of me with another benevolent energy. It's me, it's part of me. So yeah.
I have known you to reach out to me and say, "Hey, what's going on? I'm thinking about you heavily. What's up?" I'm like, "How do you know?" Says the psychic, right? Says the medium. How do you know? But
Yes.
for some reason, I think I'm untouchable and on a lockdown and not a part of everything. That makes no sense. And it always impresses me how your sensors out there in your energy field pick up on that with those people that you're connected to.
And it always, even though we know we're in connection, it still is like, oh yeah, that actually is a thing, like I do feel that. I do feel her. I do. And then to get that confirmation, not that you're just going, oh wait, yes. It's like, oh yeah, this is real. We are connected.
We are connected. How
Yeah.
do we get people and luminaires, if you're out there listening, like how do you connect to other people through your energy field? Do you have stories like that? Would love to hear them. Please share them. And like, how do we encourage each of us who are highly sensitive to make that a part of a norm? Because
Mm.
come on, 30 plus years into the career, and I still get excited when it happens. I'm like, you too? I'm like, when is that going to go away? And this is going to be as normal as taking a breath.
I wish that it would be sooner than later, but I do feel like because we're so programmed heavily with 3D, I was just talking with somebody earlier about this, that our physicality seems to weigh more or have more of a believability than the non-touchy stuff.
Mhm.
We put more emphasis in that and go, that's the real experience. That other sort of non-touchy stuff is not as real. And so then it's a matter of retraining and going, I know that I was born to think that way, but I'm going to play into the idea and open up the idea that there's so much more than just what my eyes can see. And I know that a lot of the beautiful people here joining us today understand that, but you have to remind yourself.
Okay, well, how do you remind yourself? How do you do that open up? How do you lean into it?
How do I lean into it?
Yeah.
My goodness. Well,
You're putting your feet to the fire right now.
yeah.
You
I
can
love
just tell me,
it. I love
Jamie, shut up.
it. I would say so. I'm all over the place. Like, I know some people have a very strict sort of religious, like, meditate every day, twice a day. I'm going to clean my energy and I'm going to, you know, uh, connect in with my spirit guides. And for me, I have found that it's an evolutionary process where it might have worked for me to meditate twice a day, every day for however long. And then I sort of was like, that fell off the wagon and I grew into something different. So for me, there's not even one specific way. It's just really, I try daily for sure to connect in, and that can be meditation, that can be just dropping down on my knees and chanting some woo woo that I don't even know what I'm saying, or like music, nature. I love to sit outside and just listen and be. And then I'm reminded
Yeah.
that I am part of that tree that's all the way over there. I'm not just this,
Yeah.
stuff like that, where most people, like my neighbors, are probably going, what is she doing? I'm for sure probably the weird neighbor.
I would have to say that I am practicing harder than ever to pay attention to my breath. How
Mm,
easy is it? Where is it? How
yes.
deep is it? And that gets me in my body, helps me stay present, and then it leads me to the whole thinking not like a 3D person, approaching my decisions, my life, my movement as a 5D person. So that's been my practice lately. So I'm on one of those things where you do something for a length of time until it
Yeah,
peters off.
I get you. I get you. Let's. I see that Sheldon was saying, I am like Genevieve. When someone I know comes up in my thoughts, I know something's up and call them. Yes, I have a few friends that crack up and say, there is no hiding from me. I don't always call them though. Yeah, it is true. Like, how do you, like, it's not as if you're spying or you're meaning to infringe on anyone's like personal space. It's just a natural, you know,
Connection. It's a
something,
connection.
yeah, something's getting your attention.
And it's Barrett's birthday today, so he gets a little bit of attention. Hey, Barrett, happy birthday! You made it one more year around the sun.
And Barrett has a question. He says, my
Oh,
question. Oh, sorry. Was there another question?
yeah, I was going up underneath, like
Go ahead.
Tara was asking or sharing, that she definitely picks up on people,
Mhm.
touching base and find out what they're, and finding out that they're having a hard time, like having a hard time speaking and reading for
Yes.
myself. Were you talking about Nanette's question? This is totally for you regarding sound healing. Where do we begin? Like,
Oh,
where do we begin for ourselves?
yeah. And you know what? That's so great that you said for ourselves, because it's a different path for everyone. There's not, at least in my experience, and that's what I'm going to be speaking from today, just so you know, is my personal experience, is that I have been intuitively led. So I would say, and when it comes to sound healing, start with a bowl, or maybe start with an instrument. Like, it doesn't have to be a bowl. It could be a drum. It could be a flute. There are so many instruments out there, and they all have a healing frequency. So I would start there and go, what instrument am I being called to? And then just, get one, and you don't have to like deeply invest if you don't want to, but just start there. And like me, I did go big. It was my 40th, and I was like, I don't know, midlife crisis or something, but I was like, I want to do this. I want to do sound. And I went and got a whole bunch, had a beautiful training with someone named Ashana, and we did one-on-one mentoring. And I highly do recommend, if you're serious about it, to do one-on-one mentoring, because it's not just a matter of picking up the mallet, for instance, with crystal bowls. And it's very much, you are an instrument, co-creating with these bowls in front of you. And if you're blocked and stuck on the inside, that is going to limit your how well of a conduit you are with the sound. So I had to work with my mentor, and we spent a good part of the 6 months just working on my own parts that were coming up around confidence. And I'm not a musician, and I don't know, all sorts of different sort of shadowy stuff. And once I got through that, then I was able to get into it in a more free way.
That's
Uh,
really interesting that your teacher looked at you as part of the instrument as well,
yeah, for sure.
and had you frequency wise, like get in alignment so that you could amplify what the bowls were doing.
Yeah, well,
That's really nice to hear.
have you? I'm sure you feel that way in your work. If you're feeling like you are a channel for energy, and if you are stuck, unwell, sick, whatever, there is that sort of, it's not that you can't do the job, but like you are, it does, I don't know, makes that big straw, the shushumna.
Yeah.
It feels like it makes it more like not as wide.
Yeah, it
So it's
can
important.
shrink it or cloud it up.
Yeah, exactly.
For those luminaires who are like, "What did she just say? Excuse you?" It was Shushumna, and it's just it's got like a straw in the center line of your body that runs neutral energy. So you're not going to be triggered one way or another.
I'll never forget learning that word from your Reiki classes. You were like, we have a straw down the center. Ah, bless Nanette. So Nanette is blue kiwi mochi.
Yes.
Okay, cute. I like that. You're welcome.
So well, Barrett has a question.
Okay.
His question is, if you tell someone the truth and they don't believe you anyway, what do you do? Barrett, that was like a far out question. What are you going through these days? If you tell someone the truth and they don't believe you anyway, what do you do? Well,
Mm.
we can only speak from ourselves. What would you do, Genevieve?
If I was telling someone a truth and it was not being received, um, I don't think. I mean, it's really hard to say because I'm not in that situation. But I don't have parts up around it. But if I were, I don't know if I'd want to invest too much time in what they're going through, because or not what they're going through, but their response, because it's a truth in you. So um, I would just stay with the truth and then move on. I don't know. What would you do, Miss Jamie Butler?
I agree. It would be per what was happening at the time. Because maybe it might be a moment where you're totally clueless that the person you're talking to has needs and they're freaking out. And it
Mm,
could be a moment where they needed like an emergency empathy and you were just not doing it. You were just throwing your truth at them and they couldn't handle it and manage it. And so they shut down. So I would probably check in with them.
mhm,
It could be that they were fully listening to you, but you weren't saying what they wanted you to say because they needed you to be a villain or the hero or whatever
mhm.
it was, an expectation to fulfill. And so they just shut down. But in either case, I would check in with them first. And if they were really listening and still doubting where I was coming from,
Yeah,
then I would acknowledge that I didn't need them to believe me. All I
yeah,
needed was them to hear me say my truth.
Do
but
that.
that
What
they
she
can take it whichever way they want to go. Do that. You're
Yeah.
so
Do that. Do what she said.
But so this is kind of cool though, because in the workshop that we're going to do, so
Mhm.
I'm going to kind of take the first part of the workshop and we're going to talk about your energy fields, all the layers, how it relates to the chakras. We're going to glaze over that. It's not going to be deep about that. It's going to be more deep with what does it do? What does your energetic field do when you are expressing emotions, happy, sad, this, that? What does it do when you're in a conversation and you're sharing your truth, but the other person won't receive it? What's happening energetically? So we're
Mhm.
going to pass out some dowsing rods. I put some blue tape on the end because I didn't know if you could see them too good on the screen. And we're going to measure your energy fields. And then I'm going to set up some circumstances where each of you who are in the class will participate in one way or another to your level of comfort. And so that you can see what's happening, which can then lead you to understanding more of how your sensitivities or your instincts, psychic abilities, intuition is working. So we would be able to read where the other person was that wasn't accepting the truth and read energetically where that person was who was saying their truth and compare the two.
Wild. Wild. I
I know.
cannot wait to see that in action.
Yeah, and then layer on top of it some healing techniques. Like I
Mhm.
love this basket web weaving technique. So we'll practice scanning. Pair up. We'll scan else's energy and vice versa, and then we'll clear out using this energy basket weaving technique with the light that shines from the tips of your fingers, which leads us to talking about polarity.
Yeah.
Polarity is the positive and negative currents of energy in your body and how they move, how they run through your body, and how you plug them in to somebody else's body to like to jumpstart them, kind of how you jumpstart a car.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then you will learn those techniques, go through a little miniature healing, and then I hand you off to Genevieve
And I'll just make it all stick and stay forever.
with like an hour sound bath.
Yeah, it's I'm so excited. I'm gonna bring not just my bowls, I'm gonna bring some drums and some other knickknackies that I have. I recently got a new steel tongue drum that I'm very excited to play. So yeah, let's see. I feel like there's some questions that came through.
I know
Oh,
I'm scrolling and looking
yeah,
as well. You guys are good.
sorry, guys.
You look, here's Debbie,
Okay.
Debbie Lindsay. Why is it every time I watch other healers or psychics, I start shutting down and wanting to go to sleep? I feel overwhelmed and I have to go. Do you
Mm,
get the yawns? Debbie, if you're still here, do you get the yawns too?
I get yawns too. Yes. I understand that, Debbie. If you're still here, I understand that.
Okay, what do you think it is inside of you? Genevieve, what do you
Uh,
get?
well, I've learned that thankfully I so yawning does happen, but I've learned that it's a yawn that I this is gonna sound weird, but
Give
when
it to us.
when the yawn comes, it's not a regular yawn. When the yawn comes, it's like I mentally open up from that place. You know, when you yawn, it's like there's a place in your throat, and I feel a bigger opening, and I imagine the energy coming up, and my head always turns to the side, and it's like I blow out the energy with instead of like a yawn is like I literally blow it out. And I know, I told you, it's a little bit strange, but it's a distinct difference than a yawn if I'm just like late at night and I'm tired and I'm yawning or whatever
Mhm.
it is. I feel like it's an energetic, cleansing yawn for me when I'm around that kind of energy. And it's not because I'm not saying like I want to get rid of this other person's negative energy. It's just energy that doesn't belong to me and it's not in my system. It doesn't need to stay in my system. And so that's how I've developed a way to let go of it. And maybe Debbie, if you're still here, you could lean into like a way of that yawn or that tiredness being a indication of something that wants to let go or release from you and activate something that you know like do to do that. For me, it's yawning.
I wonder how many people are yawning out there right now.
Yeah.
And I will throw in, like, I have the feeling of wanting to do it just because we're talking about it.
Yeah.
I'll throw in something else, that whole
Yeah.
like sleepiness.
Uh-huh.
Like, I find that energy sensitives, you guys work in sometimes extremes just because you're so sensitive. And it can be really interesting. Your sleepiness could be overwhelmed, perceiving too much. This person's light has a lot of frequency. I'm mimicking it, taking it on. I'm not really interested in it, but your highly sensitive connection is doing it. And so you kind of power down a little bit. It could also be part of another extreme where you're connecting to something where you're like, that's so comfortable. I know this. They know this. I know this. We've
Mm.
got this. And all of a sudden, in your comfort, you're rolling out a kind of subdued, passive, like rolling out your auric field and getting sleepy. So I would ask myself, which way is it going? Like, which,
Point.
how's it happening?
Good point.
Tiffany
Yes.
wants to know. Let's show Tiffany's.
Okay.
What's your favorite sound, Genevieve? What's your favorite sound tool to work with and why? I'm also loving sound healing. It's amazing. And Tiffany also does her Reiki and merges it with her sound healing and likes to include animals.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I'd love to hear more about how you include animals, like animal sounds or literally animals.
Healing with the animals, but then I think also using sound. But
Oh, gotcha.
we're
Okay.
encouraging her to have sound baths for animals.
Oh, I love that. Yes, yes, yes. So cool. My favorite sound well, right now is I love my crystal sound bowls, crystal singing bowls. I love them. Those are my favorite, and it's because I don't know, that ethereal sound takes me somewhere too, and I just feel like I join a sort of oneness with whatever they're giving off. And I think that's why I love it so much. And when I give a sound bath, I'm like, well, I could do this again and again and again and again because it doesn't take from me, it gives to me, you know?
I love that too.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're interested in showing up in New Jersey, we've got a 10% off. Colleen put it together and she was like, throw this up on the screen when you're talking to Genevieve. Yes, Colleen, I love you, miss you. I hope your trip to Florida is doing well.
Yeah.
So this is our 10% off. If you are interested, you can click on the link in the chat thread, and then you could head over to the website, type in the word light, all capital letters, to get 10% off the ticket price. Again, we've sold, I think, 3 to 4 tickets, so we probably have 10 spots open.
Mhm.
Keeping it small because the room is small, and also because I want to sit down and have deeper conversations. I want to have eye contact and one-on-one with you guys.
And also in the sound healing, that means that I can go to each and every one who are wanting it. I can do hands-on Reiki as well, just for a couple minutes here and there. So yeah.
Me, I'll be walking around doing that too.
uh,
Look at here's Jessica. Do you
yeah.
see that one pop up?
Yes. Jessica says, I'm new to all of this, but I wonder what can one do about feeling energetically blocked? Man, that's a great question. That's part of Jamie. I would let you answer that because you are the queen of hygiene, energy hygiene.
Oh my god, I love that. Don't brush your teeth, clean your energy. Um,
Or brush your teeth and then don't forget to brush your energy.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would look at what's your definition of blocked first. Is it completely shut down, closed off, depleted? Is it congested, jammed, stuck, yuck? Or is it a sensation that you just don't vibrate with and you don't like it, but your body's doing it? So is there a disconnect? So I think getting down to defining what the meanings of your words are and what you're going to, because it might be an example, you're approaching a person and you just feel gross. You just feel gross around them and you can't put your finger on it. And then when you end the conversation, you feel completely depleted, like somebody just put a straw in your energy and just sucked it all out. And you're like, well, I didn't say anything. I wasn't trying to take anything. I was offering help. I was, and you're just confused after you leave. So this could be somebody who is a little needy and needing your energy, as some people like to call this, an energy vampire. And we will be looking and measuring that kind of energy attack and shape with dowsing rods in the workshop. So if you're interested in learning those patternings, you'll be able to see it firsthand. But I would say if you're with somebody or you're in a healing or you're in a public place, I would go to posture first. This is something that I like to do. It's the folding of the arms. Folding of the arms, block the solar plexus, clutch the pearls, which covers the, the heart chakra, and it also covers the throat chakra. You can also become the thinker, and that closes a lot of your chakras that are facing out. Your chakras are energy centers that are connecting you to the energy in your environment or to the people who are around you. So I would posture it first. Or if I can't posture it, I would find a way to get out of the conversation or the environment that you're in. Go to another room. And to get to another room, sometimes it's, excuse me, where's your bathroom? I just need to use the bathroom real quick. I know we're in the middle of a conversation. I'm sorry. Got to use your bathroom. That will get you out of the room and get you into yourself. So you're alone, you take a breath, and then you can discover where you were in retrospect and what was happening. So if it's you have blocked energy and you want to move it, I would look at breath and imagery. A really quick one that you can do that I like is running color through your body. Pick your favorite color at the given time. Don't always go with the one you like resort to. Just go, what's my favorite color right now? What am I attracted to? Start pouring it like a waterfall on the top of the head. Imagination. I only want you to activate imagination. Fill up everything, the eye sockets, the bone, the marrow, the veins, the everything, nervous system, air pockets, all the way down to the tips of your toes. Your nails, your hair, everything is saturated in the color. By the time you get to the bottom, you would have released whatever was clogging up. And if you couldn't release it because it was a disease or an illness or something a little bit larger that needs more attention, you would have that information by the time you got to your toes. And generally speaking, you would know, all right, this is not about the environment. This is about me. This is a health thing. Like you'll start listening to your body's intuition. Short, quick answer to a very big question. I hope it helped. Talk, 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 talk. That's all I hear myself doing. Don't
Oh,
talk so much.
valuable information.
Getting red.
No, and I would just add to that too. When I'm feeling blocked, I go out into nature if I can, you know, just for a little
Yes.
walk, just to get some fresh air. That can also help. I see that I'm not sure of their name, B Perez. Their question was, is that also the horror line? I think they're referring to the Shushumna. I believe it
It
is,
is.
right? Yes.
Same. It is the same. Hey, isn't it interesting? The nature sound, the most recorded hertz in nature is 528.
Mm-hmm.
Bees vibrate at a 528. Trees give off frequency of 528. Forests in general give
Yeah.
off 528 hertz, and that aligns to the heart chakra.
Yes.
I
The
love,
the miracle frequency.
which is a true tone F, isn't it?
I believe yes, yes.
If you're,
Don't get me talking too specifics here because I'll fail the test.
you'll fail. No.
Because I'm very intuitive and I forget things really fast. So it's like I'll learn and study and then I'm like, oh, I forgot that. But I'll just go with my gut here and play this ball.
Fiona wants to know, Genevieve, in your opinion, what can she buy for her home that has a healing sound?
Oh, lovely. Well, right off the bat, I'm going to say these any kind of chime that, well, not any kind, but like a chime that resonates with you. And you can get those online, or you can go to a music or sound store and you can put those inside or outside your home. And they just, when they go off, it's like a little, a tinkling, a reminder. And sometimes it's like that moment to pause, take a breath, and then keep going. So I would say that would be a good start.
I love
How
it.
about you?
Would you do crazy things like this? Do you know these?
Yes, I
Turn it upside down and they all stick to the roof of the pagoda. And then throughout the rest of our talk today, you're going to hear them drop.
that's beautiful. Oh, I love that. What's the name of that thing? Does it have a name?
I don't know. My mom gave it to me. I love it.
Thanks, Jane.
It'll just do this for like the next 3 hours or so.
Oh, it's beautiful. I can handle that. Yes, Shaya says this workshop sounds awesome. It is. It is going to be awesome. So, if any of you have friends in the tri-state area, or you yourself could make it, that would be lovely to have you.
Well, Paula Sangaro is going to be joining us. I'm so
Oh
excited. Yes.
yes, yay! Okay.
Sheldon. Have you guys looked into Walter Russell's periodic table? Yes, I have, because you told me to listen to the Joe Rogan episode with Terrence Howard,
Oh,
and talking about how the periodic table is actually not straight and laid out. It's actually in octaves. So, oxygen is linked to another element, and their frequencies are perfect octaves higher and lower from them. So, in essence, they're not linked in a line, they're linked in a spiraling pattern, the way that sound behaves.
oh, that's beautiful. Thank you for that. I'm going to look into that. Wow.
Oh, Genevieve, go down that rabbit hole. It
I
is pretty
mean,
darn amazing.
it's very rare that anything is linear or, a flat line. Yes, in 3D, but beyond that, it just feels like everything is more sort of, you know, sphere-like or cyclical or circular, like a spiral, You do go up and down, but you're always moving somewhere.
Yes, that is what it is. So I'm pretty excited about hosting people learning some quick healing techniques and then giving them prompts to listen to sound, because I feel like it's something that we can do for ourselves during day to day
Hmm.
life, which I really don't know what's happening with time. And I'm sorry I mentioned the T word, but I feel like time is doing some pretty squirrely stuff these days.
Oh my word. Even my 6-year-old, even Hope was like, Mommy, why does one week feel like one day lately? And I was like, I know. She was like,
No.
yeah. She was like, and then she starts with the questions of who was the first human to walk the earth? And then I was like, it's like these questions. Then she comes to me, I know. It's God who had the first experience of this planet. I'm like, what is God? Like, it's speechless. I feel like I need to like study more just to be the mother of this child.
Yes, I can't wait to hang out with her and hear that.
Me too. I'll pass her on to you. You can answer all the questions.
She's like repeating it, the T word.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a very dirty word these days because it's not presenting the way that it
Yeah,
used to.
tell me, how is it for you? What is it for you? Or is that really a dirty word that we should not go there?
Or it's like operating quick and slow.
Yeah.
And it's messing with me, and it's not measurable like it was before in my experience of it, where I could contain it
Hmm.
in this moment. When I get really present, I feel like I am in different locations at once.
Hmm.
And so I get quite unsettled with the feeling, because it's not my natural state of being to fall into this grandeur and larger than life exposure. And so I feel like I'm working to really stay behind my eyeballs,
Mm-hmm.
really stay here. And then I come to, and I can get everything done, and then I'm gone for the next week. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still doing the routines. I'm still doing my work and staying present for my work, but days are lost.
Yes. Wow.
She's like, yeah.
It's wild.
So I'm excited for the like reminding us of little healing things that we can do for ourselves, and then tapping into sound. I feel like this will be my last poke kind of at this.
Mhm.
But Genevieve, I feel like sound is the next frontier. Frequency is the next frontier to all of our healing, to all of our mental expansion, to our emotional growth, to everything. Am I off? What do you think?
No, I 100% agree. It's my own sensing. It's not like I have statistics or research or study to go, yes, this is proving the way forward. But it just feels like sound is popping up everywhere in places that it wasn't actually, for me as a sound bath facilitator, I'm being welcomed into places that normally would have not.
Mhm.
Like uh, I go to a certain special needs group in a sort of like a little retirement place that who would have thought, like they actually want sound healers in there, because sound, you don't need to be having a fully functioning brain to feel the resonance and support in whatever way that is for the human body. And so I think it's, yeah, definitely. And then I will just say, adding on to that, um, it's a slightly different tangent, which is light language, which is sound using your voice, connecting in through, a conduit to other energies. Let's just call it that. But it is a sound that comes through your body. And it feels like that is also becoming more sort of the norm when, at least for me, I'm moving around in different spaces where it's like nobody's looking at me with five heads when I'm chanting some light language or whatever. I just say it's like, yeah, it's like music. It's just not words, but it's healing. And think about how music moves us,
Thank
touches
you,
us,
musicians.
gives context to our heart center without even, it could just be the sounds of piano and violin, and you're all of a sudden like, "Wah," so at least for me. So sound, yes, yes. And
Very
now I'll
powerful.
stop talking. I
No,
can't.
I
I
was in a reading yesterday, and something that was said in the reading, a lot of it, just kind of sat me down. And I was like, please let me remember this reading. Please let me remember this reading. So when this comes to fruition in our world, I can go, I remember when this was conceptual, like when
Oh,
people were like bringing it forward, it was that like kind of impactful.
wow.
Sharing that the most healing sound of all is the human voice. For us, for humans, is the human voice.
Oh, I believe that.
And I was like, we kind of touched base in that. If anybody here, you Luminaires, are part of the YouTube membership, we do a book club, and we read a book called The Humming Effect. And I remember they mentioned about the human voice, but it makes me want to go back and start researching and see who has studied the human voice and what it can do. So, do you
Mhm.
think you'll be doing some of that light
Oh,
language?
I certainly will. Yes,
You
I'm all
will?
at
It'll
this.
be my first time like seeing you do it in
Yes,
person
I
with your
am
work.
just let it all out. I'm the parts of me. It's not like I don't have a part that goes, "You're not a singer. How do you sound? What are they going to think?" I have those parts, but more so is not wanting to block the co-creation with the energy of the bowls and my body and other energies. So yeah, absolutely, I'll be doing it,
That is wonderful.
sharing it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and maybe encouraging anyone else who wants to try and use the sound for themselves, like in a chant or a hum. Even humming is a great place to start.
Yeah, Mr. McMurbastic was saying,
Oh, I
I
love
can hear and
that.
feel, yeah, the out of tune frequency when humming, and it helps me relax into the tune.
Yeah, that's it.
Look at even your image is cool. The name, everything. Enjoy it. Thank you.
I enjoy it. Thank you. Sunny,
This is our last one that we'll take. Go
okay.
for it.
Can either of you think of an artist who has or had a sound healing singing voice? Thanks. Oh my, yes, there's so many.
So many.
Oh my goodness. Well, I will
I
certainly
can name one for Genevieve.
go ahead.
Celine Dion.
Bless you.
Right? She heals you in ways nobody else can.
Oh my God, Jamie, I love you so much. You are about to pop my hernia stitches right now.
So Breathe.
Yes, I can't believe you just blew my spot like that, but yes, Celine Dion. Yes. So many, so many.
She's like, I have nothing to say now.
How
Every
about
now and
you? How
then.
about you? Do you have a favorite singer that really just brings that space of scented calm or whatever brings you up? Energy.
I have so many. Right now, I'm
I know
really
it's hard
loving the
to remember.
quality. I like the quality and tone of the singer of Lord Huron.
Lord.
Huron.
Okay. I'll have to look
Um,
them up now. I don't think I know who that is.
yeah, I don't know. It's just it's Shay.
Good, good. Tiffany's. Oh wait, who says
Tiffany.
Shay says Selena's pretty
Twins.
healing. Yes.
I thought when Whitney Houston used to hit those high notes, I'd crawl out of my skin.
Oh, absolutely.
Like couldn't even contain.
I mean, there's so many singers that do that. Like,
Sia,
see,
holy. Have you ever listened to
oh,
Sia without her music in the background? Like people isolate her voice and she sings. It's like, just stop it. Just, I'm getting goosebumps.
yeah.
Beyonce, like, come
Oh,
on.
Beyonce. Oh, I have so many. I'm not even gonna start. Yes. Alexa
Mm.
Rose Sunshine. Thank you, Tiffany. I'm gonna look them up.
Katie
Sting,
Lang.
Lang, yes. Oh, for sure.
I mean, I think it would be anyone that you like the tone and the quality of their voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Billie Eilish. Yeah, you got it.
Oh, I love her. Yeah. EDM.
EDM music.
Yes, Dina. I am all about that. You should see me in my car. It's like blasting. People are like, could you just stop? I'm like, okay, I'll roll the windows up. That's as far as I'll stop.
Oh, I love all these suggestions.
Yes, music has saved me too.
Tom Kenyon. Yes. I
The
know.
machine for sure.
Although
We could just sit here doing
I
that.
think we could do this. We could read
Yes.
this all day. We could make our own playlist on Shopify. Like,
Oh my gosh, we should. That'll be your parting gift from the workshop if you come.
not Shopify, Spotify. Did I say Shopify?
Yes, you
Yes.
did, but it's
That could
Spotify.
be what I could do when you do sound healing. I'll make the playlist.
It's a playlist. Yeah, love it. Ah,
Guys, thank you so much. I want to throw up. I should
yeah, put up.
pause after saying that. I'm putting back up our link to Tiffany just said bossa nova. It made me stop. 10% off of our event if you are in the tri-state area. Come see us in New Jersey. I will be at the Wellness Gala the night before, Wednesday night. And on the evening of the 6th, I have a trance channeling. So if you can't make it to the full 4-day workshop, but join in the evening where you will meet Grace and Maitland, and they're going to talk a little bit more about energy. This has been so much fun. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining us. This was lovely. Thank you, my love. Mwah.
Thank you, Genevieve. I can't wait to see you
I
soon.
know.
Be
See,
well. Take care of those stitches.
they're fine. It's just I'm not used to cracking up that hard.
And go Celine Dion. She's coming out with a documentary.
Oh, you know I
You know,
know.
you know
You
it?
know I know. June 25th. June 25th.
You know the date. Oh my God, that's so awesome. Here I am waiting for September 6th for Beetlejuice to come out, the new movie. It's
Yes.
like number
Yeah. Oh,
2.
I haven't
And
seen
you're
that.
like hanging on tooth and nail for
Maybe
Celine
I
Dion.
will fly for the day and come see that with you. Like
Stop.
I did. Yeah, that would be so fun. We could dress up.
Please.
Let's,
I would like to do that. That's the first thing I was thinking of. Halloween costumes.
yes, totally.
Thank you guys. Now
Okay,
you're just
bye
listening to two
guys.
friends banter.
Much love.
Take
Bye.
care, everyone. Remember, it's not woo woo.
It's true, true.